welcome back to the Bennett Brothers podcast. Today, we are not the Bennett Brothers. My brother Matt is not here for like the 800th time. We haven't even done 800 podcasts, and he's missed 800 podcasts. What does that say about him? It says he's dumb and gay. But
where you at, bro?
we do got Noah today. He has a lot of questions that he's been asking me, and I've been telling him kind of, let's put this on a podcast. So here we are. Noah, tell these nerds who you are.
What's going on, guys? It's Noah. I'm part of the Bennett Brothers, Bennett Media team as their social guy, content creator.
I forgot to mention that. He does work for Bennett Media.
Yeah. I'm not just some guy, some schmuck he picked up, this guy. But yeah, I'm part of the Bennett team. You know, we create content, viral content, and, put out the best quality work for all of our clients, which is killer. It's kick-ass.
Fucking
There we go, bro. The proof is in the pudding. You can check it out. Check it out for yourselves.
Yeah, guys, when you see those million view videos that Bennett Media is putting out for our clients, that's this dude. It used to be me doing them. I still film them and stuff, still do my little bit of magic. But
look, let's not forget,
if you own a business, guys, you want to work with us.
Exactly. This guy has the ideas and puts the videos together. I'm just putting it together. He's the one creating the videos and getting it out there. So
all in all, guys, at the end of the day, you end up with a business that everybody knows, and you end up with a lot of sales because nobody does it like us. Most people don't. Most marketing companies, they don't get you results. We actually get you results.
And fast.
Because that's just what gangsters do, all right?
Exactly. And fast. Remember that. Today, I really wanted to kind of have a good discussion with you, though, because we've had a lot of good discussions, like just without the mics, without the cameras.
I wish they were recorded. If they were, they would have broke the internet.
Yeah, this guy, I have a lot of admiration towards this guy. I don't think y'all realize how old he is. Do they know how old you are?
19.
He's 19. I'm 23. I just turned 23. This guy is 19, and he is this guy. He's him. So literally, he's Himothy. So it's fucking crazy. And I kind of just want to know, like,
who the fuck is Himothy?
You, that's you, bro. That's you. That's fucking you. But I think it's important because being that young, you know how many people are clueless at that age? I was fucking clueless. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was lying to like my ex-girlfriend's parents, like, I'm gonna be an architect. I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna be an architect. So like for you, bro, I think it's important, like, how did you figure this out? You know, what are the core values of that? Like, what does it take to do this? The mindset, the determination, the ambition, the fact that you will get so many no's, but you still seek out that one yes and then turn it into, an empire,
Because that's kind of how business is. You get the way I see it is like, okay, 49 out of 50 people are probably going to tell you no, but all you need is that one yes to make money. So quickly get the 49 no's and get the one yes, and now you've got what you were looking for.
Right.
Right.
Where do you think like most people should start if they wanted to do social media and, anything within the social realm? How should they start? Where do they find clients?
Like doing a marketing business like we are?
Yeah, like how did you find your first client? Your first client ever. How did that happen?
I just straight up moved out of my hometown, moved to another town, brought my girlfriend with me, moved everything I had to another town, and I ran around driving from business to business. I rode a bird around, didn't matter what it was, the little scooter birds.
Hauling
and
ass.
I just looked for clients, dude. And my first client was this restaurant. I got them for $400 a month, and I was doing I had to go in there and film everything for them. It was wild. I was doing quite a bit of work for them that I shouldn't have been doing at that low of a price. But I also had this thing where I wanted to get paid to learn by selling someone the service because I didn't really quite understand how I was going to do it. I had done this in my own businesses before, but I wanted to figure out how I was going to make it something I could just duplicate for everybody.
Right. For different businesses, right? Yeah.
So I had to make sure that, Ty Lopez told me on my call with him, you're like a scientist. You have an idea and you need to test it and see if it works. Everything that you want to do, you're like a scientist.
Yeah.
So that was my first idea as a scientist, and I had to go find someone who was willing to let me test it out. I tried to do it for people for free, but I ended up signing a client for $400, and I did a bunch of stuff for him, and it worked out, and I was like, okay, this is something I can keep doing. And then I just kept selling it to other people. But
Yeah.
as far as like starting, you know, I don't think that most people should start a marketing agency. And 90% of like gurus online telling all these kids start a marketing agency, it's a great way to make money and whatnot. Like, I wouldn't recommend almost anybody to start a marketing agency unless they've worked in one or if they've had their own business that they made go viral or blow up. Like, I tell you, you know, maybe you should get a few clients of your own, but that's because I've seen your work and I know you can do it and you can duplicate these processes throughout their businesses. And you've also had us to learn from. You've seen like the ins and outs of it and you know how to do it. Most 20-year-old kids who go out to start a marketing agency, unless they have the idea of getting a few clients and getting paid to learn and they have a good idea and they're going to try and figure it out, they shouldn't be starting a marketing company because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, I already had several business. I had one business and I had already figured out, you know, we went from 0 to 30,000 to 50,000 all the way up to $120,000 within our first 3 months. And I was like, okay, I can help other people now.
Right.
Like, I've made it to a point where I can help other people.
Right. You had to put yourself through that first before you felt comfortable to say like, all right, let me take on the challenge of something else.
Yeah, because like I always wanted to start a marketing company. It was always like in my mind, but I was like, you know what, man, who am I to tell some business I can grow them? Like, who am I to go to another business owner and say I can help them grow it when I've never done it? But if you've already, even if you haven't started a business before, you know, like someone like you, I would say start your own because you're doing it for people actively and you know you have the results already. The only other way to get that is, for one, to do it for people for free, or two, to just do it for yourself first. But then, you know, do you even want to start a marketing company then? Because most gurus online are telling people to start a marketing agency to get to their first 10K a month. But like, is your service really even valid? I know a lot of people learn how to run ads and, you know, great service, do it. But make sure that what you're going to do works.
Right.
And like in the realm of our type of business, like creating content for businesses, I don't think most people should do it because they've never sold shit through social media. Ads are kind of more plug and play. You know, there's specific ways on how you do it. Social media, to build a good social media strategy where you can really blow people up, you have to fucking try it. And you have to go through some trial and error.
Test and learn mindset, man.
Exactly.
That
like,
test and learn mindset.
Most kids have no business starting a marketing agency anyways.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even say they should start, but for starting any business, I mean, to me, the first step is starting. Just fucking
believe it or not, and it's very true. The hardest part is starting. The hardest fucking part is starting. But once you start, it's just like going to the gym, bro. You don't want to walk in, but when you walk in, you start working out, get the muscles going, get the blood flowing.
To me, the easiest part is starting, bro. I get fired the fuck up on starting a business.
Really,
like, it is so fun, dude. I'd give anything to start a new business every day, but I know that like. I know I would never make it anywhere because you got to put your time in and go through the ringer and build a big business. But like, bro, I fucking love starting businesses.
I want to know, why is that? How come?
I don't know, but like,
is it like the thrill of like this could be something big, or is it like the thrill for you?
I think it's kind of the rush and the feeling of like, for one, when you're a new business, you don't have all the issues of like employees. You don't have any business issues yet. You just have I need my first few clients issues. And it's so fun to me. Like, I just got to find my first few clients. You know, I need a website or whatever. Like, you know, hopefully no one asks if I have an LLC or not because I haven't registered that yet.
Okay, that's a good point. So like, in your case, what did you do to show your first few clients, like, hey, here's my, like, a portfolio or some shit. Like, here's this to prove I know what I'm doing. What did you have to prove to them? Like, what did you show them? Or was it just your word and your confidence?
So I showed them the sales that I'd made through drop shipping, for one.
Okay.
And those were through ads. And then for as far as content goes, you know, I used my Alpha Repairs page.
Go follow Alpha Repair.
Because we'd already built up our own page. And I also used, like, I wasn't trying to sell them on the idea of viral content that's getting them sales yet. In the beginning, I kind of just told people like, hey, look, don't you think that if more people could see you, I basically just told them, you know, if nobody knows you, they can't buy from you.
Mhm.
Do you agree? They all agree with that. So I'm like, look, if we put content out there for people to see you, a few more people might see you and we can get some brand awareness going. That was kind of all I was trying to do. And then I started to realize, like, okay, our clients are getting fucking sales out of this a lot. You know, they're blowing up. Like, this is something a little bit bigger than just some brand awareness. This is
Yeah.
like, they're fucking blowing up.
Yeah.
So I didn't make too much of big claims other than, you know, companies invest so much in marketing and those are big companies, but you're a small company. Why don't you do what these big companies are doing and invest in marketing instead of just being in your hometown? Nobody fucking knows you're there. Let's put some money into marketing and get you guys out there.
Right. That's the biggest thing I feel like people miss out on is the fact that they don't emphasize their local awareness for their business.
No, most
You
people
know?
are just, you know, they're like, if we build it, they'll come. But that's not true. Like, you got to tell them it's there.
Mhm.
They don't know it's there, then they can't come. If nobody knows who you are, they can't buy anything from you.
Yeah.
But back to the starting a business, like, bro, it was so fun for me. Here's what I did. Matt and I were driving back to our shop one day.
Yeah.
We had just went to Minot and had a meeting with a few people. I was trying to sign my first client for $100.
Was that Pure Power or
No,
when you say
no,
Minot?
no. In Minot, we signed them like
Oh, okay.
5-6 months after
Yeah,
we
yeah.
started. Like,
Okay.
that was later. This was a business I had gone to try to buy a car a long time ago. And I called them. They sold used cars, the shittiest cars. They were garbage.
Fuck.
I called them. I was like, and their facility was kind of nice, but their cars were shit. And I called them. I was like, hey, man, I was down there and I really loved your guys' cars. No, I did not. But I was like, I really loved your guys' cars and I want to help you guys to move more of them, you know? Here's what I can do for you. I proposed it all to them. I wanted to get them at like $700 a month. They were like, no. I brought it all the way down to 100. I was just going to do Google SEO for them just to get my first client.
Mm.
I'm so glad they didn't sign because I would have put so much time in for $100 a month. I would have
dude.
lost so bad.
Dude.
And then the next client, I proposed to him $5,000. This lady owned 2 businesses.
$5,000.
Yeah, $5,000 a month in Minot. She owned 2 businesses. Her overall revenue for 2 giant businesses with a lot of overhead and everything was $50,000 a year. That
No
was it.
way. Are you
Mhm.
serious?
That's all she brought in. Like, bro, she owned a whole trampoline park.
Damn, that
A
sounds fun as
badass one. And I was like, look, we're going to implement a subscription system. We're going to implement tons of marketing to bring in as many people as possible. We're going to give rewards, everything of that sort to keep people coming back. I had a great plan. And she was like, I can't afford that. No way. And I was like, look,
That's insane.
I understand you don't think you can afford this, but here's the thing that people don't understand about not being able to afford marketing, right?
Yeah.
A good marketing plan is going to bring you money. You have to make that initial investment, but a good marketing plan is going to bring you money. So when I say, look, it's going to be $5,000 a month or it's going to be $3,000 a month, and people say they can't afford that, like, okay, it might take some time. You know, I'll tell people up front if it's going to be brand awareness at first and then it'll be sales later, or if it's going to be sales out the gate.
So that's a good point.
So-
So you like to be clear, like, hey, this is what you're going to expect. This is what to expect. So you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
set yourself up for failure.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like some of our clients, I'll be like, look, man, at first, you know, you might not get a customer for the next 2 to 3 months out of this, but when you do, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
Like they're going to come.
Yeah.
Because we might focus on just getting views for a little bit to build a page, and we'll get like millions and millions and millions of views, and then it'll come time to just skim the top of that and bring the customers in.
Right.
And like to me, that's still a great marketing plan. It might take a little bit of investment and some time, but we're gonna bring home the cake in the end.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand is they started their business not to get rich quick. Like most people start a brick and mortar business. I know they're not trying to get rich quick. They're in it for the long run, right?
Right.
If
Right.
you're in it for the long run, invest in something that is the long run. Like I'm trying to
Yes.
sell you a long-term plan, not a get rich quick.
Yes.
Like we're gonna blow up your page and then we're gonna bring you in customers and these are gonna be followers for a lifetime who only want you to work on their stuff and absolutely love everything that you do. And they follow you. They're following along with all your content, liking you more and more.
Right.
Like that's long term.
Yes.
You know, if we're trying to get someone clients quick, that's a different story. You know, maybe they don't have a lot of budget.
Mhm.
We'll take a little bit and then we'll bring them more customers and we'll build them up to go for a long-term plan. But I like the long-term plans for the most part. Like I want people to get big results long-term because the small results short-term don't last very long.
Right.
Those few people see them, they take it and that's done.
Mhm.
But anyways, I want to cut back to like what you were asking about starting a business. 'Cause,
Yeah,
bro,
starting.
I love starting businesses. Okay.
Yeah.
So after we went to Minot,
Yes.
we went back, we were headed to the shop, and I was like, look, Matt, if there's one motto that you and I love, it was from Grant Cardone, the biggest nerd on earth. Not literally. I mean,
Shout out to Grant Cardone.
I love and hate Grant Cardone. You know, I don't like the course he sold me, but I like Grant Cardone.
We still love you, Grant.
I don't like his salesmen. His salesmen fucking lie to sell it. Like, if they're just trying to sell you a course that's already good, they'll be like, oh, and you're going to get to go stay the night at Grant Cardone's house and hang out with him. Like, bro, you didn't need to throw that in. You could have just
Oh,
sold me the course.
God.
Now you just lied to me, and now I don't like
Yeah, hey, you get to play Xbox with Grant Cardone. Come through. Buy
Right.
this course right now.
you. Right. Like, fuck, man. Anyways, the motto was just commit first and figure the rest out later. And I was like, look, Matt, we are about to live the definition of commit first, figure the rest out later. I'm gonna go pack my shit and I'm gonna move to Bismarck. And
Oh my God, bro, this guy's fucking crazy.
I was like, look, within the next 3 days, I'm gonna go pack my shit and I'm gonna move to Bismarck. But our big issue was we didn't know what service to provide yet. Like I'd built some great plans for people that I knew would have blown up their business, but we didn't know exactly how to do it yet. Like we knew we'd done it in ours. You know, it was still that iffy stage where we have an idea, but we don't know if it'll work for everyone.
Right.
So Matt was really worried about that. And I was like, look, the only way we're going to find out is if we commit first and figure out the rest later. I'm going to move to Bismarck. I'm going to pack all my shit. You're going to run the shop. I'm going to go and I'm going to get us our first client and I'm going to figure out how to make this work. And we moved to Bismarck. I didn't have a house. Check this out. I lived in a hotel for a week and a half, paying $150 a night. Bro, my bank account was just getting kind of slaughtered by that because like I had to eat out every night. I had to I worked in a shop, so all my clothes were dirty. I didn't know like how much dress clothes were supposed to be, but I went and dropped like a few grand on dress clothes. Like I wasn't hardcore dress clothes, you know, just nicer clothes.
Yeah,
you know?
presentable. You were presentable.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm not big in dress clothes. I was like, that's not me, and I'm not doing that. But you know, I went and spent a bunch of money. I did buy like a $700
chair.
Oh, that too.
I'm
That was my
sorry.
first win
I'm
in
sorry.
the business.
Yeah,
After,
nah, I had-
after I signed my first few clients, bro, my reward was a chair.
Motherfucker bought a chair. God,
It's right there,
damn.
actually.
I'm looking at it.
My reward was this chair.
I'm looking at it,
Bro, I was like so excited. I was like, fuck yeah, I got my first few clients. I'm gonna go get a chair, bro.
bro. But I'm looking
But-
at it. It's fucking beautiful.
But
go
you'll
on, yeah.
understand why the chair meant so much to me here in just a minute. I'll explain that.
Yeah.
So,
You bought clothes.
I'm dropping a bunch of money, you know, clothes, whatnot. I had already had a computer I bought a few years ago, so that wasn't really an issue. I invested $2,000 in a website and then like $500 on labor to build it because I was an idiot. That was another thing. That was the one time that commit first, figure the rest out later fucked me.
But yeah, okay.
That was my way at first of committing to the business, was investing my money. And I didn't know what to invest my money in other than that website. I knew I didn't need it, but I was like, look, I could buy a $15 website or I could buy this $2,500 website, right?
Mm.
But if I buy the $15 one, I'm not committed to the business. This $2,500 website is going to make me commit to the business.
Because it's so much. You're putting so
I've
much
never
into it.
used that website. I've never ran that website. I've never done a thing with it. I won't even respond to the people who built it for me because they're so fucking dumb. I hate them.
Wow.
But that was my commitment.
Right.
And then my next commitment, obviously, was moving to Bismarck. Anyways, so here's what I'm doing. I'm working I couldn't figure out whether I liked working. I didn't like working in the hotel because it was loud. You know, I had my girlfriend and her dogs and whatnot.
Right.
But I worked in my truck. I would either work in my truck or in a coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
And the other way that I would work is there was an office actually in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an office in the hotel. You know, I'd work a lot in there. But then when I would get out, like, here was basically my routine. I'd wake up at 4:30 every morning, right?
Yeah.
I was dying to go to bed at like 10 o'clock because I wanted to make sure I got up at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was to beat the sun up because I basically like that was my first win for the day. That's what kept me going. I was like, if I beat the sun up, I'm already winning.
There we go.
I got my first goal I hit for the day, you know? I beat the sun up. So I'd beat the sun up. I'd go into the little gym. Sometimes I would swim real quick, you know, just wake up a little bit. But I'd usually just go hit the weights that were in that gym for about 30 minutes, and then I would run back to the hotel room. Bro, I was in a rush for everything. I sprint to that hotel room. I was like, bro, gotta get a client. Sprinting to the hotel room. I was like, motherfucker, I need to go. I'd sprint my ass all the way back down to this office, and I would go sit in that chair, and bro, I would just build out the biggest proposals, the craziest shit that never got me anywhere. It got me nowhere. Wow. But the other thing I would do is I would research businesses. I'd find people, you know, locally. I'd look up on courses and shit like that. I'd do that all the way up until about 9. And the proposals I was building were mainly for this guy who I had cold called before I moved to Bismarck, but he was in Bismarck.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to sign him for $3,000. He was pretty interested, and he still is to this day. I just haven't really gotten back to him because, like, I realized after I was trying to sign him, like, man, I'm going to take this guy's $3,000 and I don't know what to do yet. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for him. I told this fucking dude, I'm going to make you 40 videos a week. It was 38 to be exact.
Oh.
I was going to make him 38 videos a week. When I said that, he was like, you're going to fucking what? And I was like, bro, I want to blow your business the fuck up. I don't want anyone to be able to get away from your business. I am going to blow this shit up. And he's like, I fucking like that. And I brought him, I built on Pages this certificate, right?
Yeah.
And I made him a certificate to win. I still have it in my phone. Oh, it said certificate to win, and it was like a verified certificate that I made him on my first meeting I went in, and I brought it to him, and I was like, look, man, you signing with Bennett Media, it was Bennett Brand Boosters at the time. I was like, here's your certificate to win because we're about to blow this shit up.
Ah, dude,
like,
see,
bro,
that's good. You're getting him excited. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
He was pretty excited, you know. He wanted to do it.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't realize that I need to talk to my business partner was an objection, and I should have closed him right there. But you learn as you go.
Right. Right.
But anyways, I built him this proposal and whatnot. Later on, like, he wanted to see some results. I showed him the results I've gotten from my ads. I showed him the results I got from my businesses and everything, and he wanted to do it. But I realized I wouldn't really be able to guarantee anything at that time.
Right.
So I didn't really want to do it. I did end up getting back to him. But long story short, I would look up businesses, research them, and I'd go out and I'd find them throughout the day, and I'd go talk to them. I'd call a few people. I really, you know, it's not that big of a town. You can get anywhere within like 15 minutes max of driving. The farthest you can go in that town really is 15 minutes.
Wow. In Bismarck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll just drive to all of them. And I did that for a while, and then finally, you know, after we got that first client, I was like, okay, I'm gonna move into a place. Or no, this was before I got the first client. I was like, all right, man, I gotta commit further. I was like, I'm gonna make this business work, so I have to commit further. I don't care. I'm gonna go sign an 8-month lease at this apartment. I did it. The apartment was like $2,800 a month. It was fucking insane.
God damn,
you know, I was just
in a skyrise.
Bro, I was like, I spent a lot of money because I was just, it was my way of forcing myself to commit. I was like, man, I have to tie myself to this fucking place and not leave without money. Like, I cannot leave here without signing a client. And
wow,
it forced me, basically. So, the big thing for me was when I got into that apartment, I was like, man, I've spent so much money. I can't even buy a chair right now. Like, I can't buy a chair and a desk. I was like, I'm committed. I know I'm committed. I'm not about to buy a chair or anything. Like chairs are fucking expensive. Desks are expensive.
Right. They
And
are.
like I was still getting my money from Al for repair from Matt, but I didn't feel right doing that. I was like, Matt's running that business and whatnot. I'm not about to just go buy myself a fucking bunch of shit while he
Right.
works.
Because
I gotta
you-
get us clients.
And you were on a mission. Like you
Yeah.
told yourself, like, look, I'm going to move and I'm going to do this.
Oh yeah.
I need to do this.
Right.
You know, the more you committed, the more deeper and deeper you're like, I have to do this.
Yeah, for sure. And so I would work out of my new routine after I got into this apartment, instead of going, obviously I didn't have the hotel and everything anymore. My new routine was I would wake up, coffee shops weren't open when I would wake up. So I'd get up at 4:30. I would either just sit there on the floor and do some research and stuff, or typically what I would do is I would drive down to the parking lot of the coffee shop and I'd work in my truck. And then once they'd open up and everything, I'd go in. I always got this peach blasted or something like that. It was like this fizzly tea with caffeine. Peach boosted. It was boosted the fuck up with caffeine. So I'd go in there and I'd work in there for hours, just like in this coffee shop, chilling, working. And then I would end up in my truck again, wherever I would end up,
Yeah.
And then I would go out, try to find businesses. I'd kind of seek into, like, I heard one time these guys trying to work a deal for like millions of dollars on an investment on a bowling alley. And I was
Holy
like,
fuck.
if I could just sign these people, man, like this could be a game changer. Like they're about to open this bowling alley. They're going to invest millions in it. I can market it. I can make sure it blows up. Like this is my chance, but I never ended up doing it. Probably just, I don't even know why. I just never said anything to them, I guess.
Do you
Kinda
think-
just let it pass me by.
Do you think, I want to ask you on that. Do you think you felt a little overwhelmed at that point or at that moment? Or do you think you felt like too nervous to go in there
To
and
go
ask?
talk to those people?
Yeah, to do that?
Well,
Or do you think it was like, oh, fuck, like, here's that commitment again? Like, do you think you're just like, oh,
I kind of
shit.
feel like, they were sitting there talking about investing in this multi-million-dollar deal that they were going to do. And I was just like, man, they probably don't want to hear about marketing
It's
yet.
too
Like,
far,
they're-
yeah.
like they're going to invest in this in a while.
Right.
It's not even right now. Like I need
Yeah.
clients now.
Now, yeah.
So I just kept running around trying to get clients. I signed that first client for 400, and then the next client, there was these two big, nice buildings that said Dvorak Motors and Dvorak Motorsports. I seen these guys everywhere, and I was like, that is such a nice place. Like, there's no fucking way they give me a chance. No way. And
Damn, man.
I was scared as fuck to walk in there. So what I did is I went in there and I said I wanted to buy a truck. My pickup I have now.
Yeah.
That's what I got. So I went in there and I said I want to buy a truck because I needed a truck anyways. Mine had 400,000 miles on it. Like I was fucking ringing the miles on it, bro. And I did find this guy. Actually, I want to backtrack a little bit. While I was still in my old pickup, I found this guy, and I actually ended up signing one of his buddies later, so I did get a deal out of that. But I went into this roofing company, and there was this big, tall fucking dude, like 7 foot something. His name was Rex, and he talked to me. He was like, dude, this is badass. Like, what are you doing here, bro? You just moved to Bismarck, and now you're trying to offer me marketing services? Like, he was mind blown. He was like, what do you mean you just moved to Bismarck and you have this other business and you just fucking moved out here and you don't have any clients yet? And I was like, that's why I'm here, bro. I want to sign. I want to work with you. He's like, all right, man. Well, to be honest with you, we're good on social media, but like, I want to take you to this networking group. And I met with him 2 weeks later. We ended up going to this networking group. It was at 10 a.m. And it's called BNI. It's like a nationwide thing.
Yeah.
So, this was just the local one for there. Like every state has them. There's some here. I haven't gone to them, but I would go into these rooms and like you network with all these business owners and bro, they were talking about. I was so excited to go too. I was like, I'm gonna sign clients here. They talked about the gayest fucking shit ever, bro.
Really? Just not even
Fucking
not worth
gay.
a fuck.
And I was just like, I cannot sign one of these people. Oh, I did sign one guy, which was one of the leader guys.
Oh shit.
Turned
God
out
damn.
that turned out bad.
Oh,
Turned
fuck.
out I don't want to say anything bad about it, but it turned out really bad. I mean, I think it turned out good for him, but it kind of like it wasn't something. It's something I regret doing. It
Yeah.
didn't turn out bad. It's just
Yeah.
something I wish I never even did.
Yeah.
But that was months down the road. I just called him up and I was like, "Hey, man, your social media sucks. Want to work with me?" He's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
Damn, bro. What?
But-
Damn. See, that's the thing that's impressive to me is that you're able to call these guys up, say, "Hey, look, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing." How do you provide the proof, like over the phone? What's some of like your
Well,
successes?
so no, when you call people, you say, "Look, here's what we do. Here's how we do it. Here's what we have done. You know, I want to get a meeting with you," and then you prove it to them, and then you ask them to buy. You don't.
bring them.
I always say to people, "Look, man, I'm not trying to sell you anything over the phone.
yeah. I just want to talk.
I mean, maybe our next meeting will be over the phone or in person, but I'm not trying to sell you anything right now. I know I got to prove myself first, so I'm
Yeah.
not trying to sell them anything.
right.
I'm not just like, "Hey, yo, buy this." No, not at all. You'd get told to fuck off.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get people to commit to a meeting and then commit to working with you.
Yeah.
You're not just trying to call people and sell them shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I called this guy. I had 2 phone meetings with him, and then I went and met him in person at his actual office, and then he signed.
Mm-hmm.
But he was interested the whole time.
Wow.
But anyways,
oh yeah, let's get back to the Dvorak story. Yeah, the Dvorak.
yeah, we'll balance back to that in a second. But I just want to say, like, the business owners in these networking groups, bro, I was just like, I don't think I even want to work with these people. This is
Really?
fucking gay, bro.
So what was it when you were there and you saw them? What was it that turned you off and said, "I don't belong here"?
There was one business owner that I really liked in there, and I went also tried to sign him. I did end up signing another one. Anyways, but bro, it was just like the gayest shit, man. Like seriously, like to me, business is like war. Like we're not here to talk about fucking the weather or these referrals where, you know, you spend 30, 50 days out of the year in these networking events and you get 2 clients, $500. What a fucking waste of time,
Yeah.
bro. Networking
Yeah.
groups, 90% of them are fucking gay.
Yeah. So you
Like,
don't
bro.
fuck with the networking groups.
There's good networking groups. That one was gay.
That one was just not it.
No, it was not,
Not
it.
it.
Like, bro, I don't want to hear about. It was a lot of sob stories, a lot of like super lame ass community. Like, bro, this isn't a community of killers. This is a community of, "Oh, thank you for sending someone my way." Like, bro, shut the fuck up. You made $27 off this person they sent your way. Cool, send them one back and all, but like, bro, why don't you guys make this plan on how you're all gonna help each other to blow the fuck up and do something big? It was just gay, like really small-minded shit, and it wasn't
Yeah.
worth the time of being there.
There wasn't no longevity in that you saw.
No, it was really all it was is business owners all patting each other's backs.
Like that's
kind
what
of-
it was.
It was gay, man. It was really fucking lame. I didn't like it at all. It wasn't for me. Like there
Wow.
was 2 or 3 killers in the room. Like I was like, these
I
guys
like how
are
you
badass.
refer to them as killers. That's
because they
fucking
were
crazy.
like they were badass.
They're there to fucking
but
hunt.
but then the rest of them they were like lame as fuck.
Yeah, they wanted
Like,
the pat
bro.
on the back. They
And
yeah,
just small-minded in my opinion.
yeah,
Like some of them were like, I'm here for the fucking money. I don't care about how one of your employees made you angry one day. I don't want to fucking hear about it.
mm-hmm,
You need your roof fixed or nah.
mm-hmm.
Like,
Let me ask you something. In 3 seconds, how are you yourself, Jacob Bennett, in 3 seconds, how are you hooked?
hooked on what?
At one of these events, how can someone hook you to get your interest in 3 seconds?
Like on one of the events,
Yes.
or one person in the room get my interest.
Yes, in one of these events. If all of these motherfuckers are just talking about, ooh, you know, whack shit and whatever, how can someone in 3 seconds get your interest?
Just don't fucking talk about gay shit, bro. Like, like I don't even know how to explain it. I just feel
Oh, fuck.
okay. When I go into a room,
Write that down.
when I go into a room of a bunch of business owners and they're all just talking about wacko bullshit when we're supposed to be networking, bro. To me, that room, I want to run around and get everyone's phone number and see if I can sign them as a client. And if I can't, I need to go to the next fucking networking group.
You're not trying to waste your time.
No, I don't want to go there
He said
and talk about this gay fucking plan that some dipshit who doesn't run a business made
Oh
up.
my god. Yeah, no, I feel that.
Like-
it's like go in there, find your people.
And they had these
that's
gay
it.
speeches. Like,
Oh, like seminars and shit?
no, like there could have been some useful speeches, such as like mine. Like I could have taught you about marketing.
Yeah.
This dude goes up there and teaches about banking. The fuck does a business owner need to know about banking, bro? You run the bank. I get the money. I don't need to run the bank for you.
There's not much to know about
There's
the
nothing
bank.
to know. I don't want to know.
I like how I could just imagine everybody in the room, they're all looking at him like, oh yeah. And then you see Jacob in the back like, what the fuck? Like,
Seriously,
this doesn't matter.
It's seriously gay.
Just hear Jacob in the back like, no, this is not it. This is seriously gay.
All right, guys, we had to reset real quick because the camera was acting a little bit weird. But
Come on now.
yeah, it was just fucking. It was lame,
You were
man.
fed
like,
up. Yeah. You were fed up.
like the one guy, I was like, I like that guy because he gets up and he's like, you know, I've gotten $50,000 out of referrals from you guys. Thank you very much. And I'm like, you're doing pretty good, you know. And
He's like, wow,
he's
50,000,
talking.
not bad.
He's talking about like how he's passing out all this work to other people, and I'm like, you know, this guy's good. He's actually serving something rather than just running his little business so that he can feel good about how he does jack fucking shit. You know, like a lot of business owners are fucking lame. And I'm just like, that guy's not fucking lame. You know, he's actually trying to build a business. He's not a nerd.
You think that's what people do it for? Like, you think some people get into business just to get a pat on their back? Just to
I don't know if it's that. I think more of a lot of it's the passion thing, and I'm not with the whole chase your passion thing. If your
Really?
passion is cutting hair and you want to start a hair cutting business that's gonna make 40 grand a year, it's not fucking worth doing, bro. Cut hair on the side. Start a real business and cut hair on the side. Make money and have your passion be fun. Because here's the thing about chasing your passion in business. When you make it a business and you make it work, you're not going to be passionate about it anymore. It will not be fun anymore. Like, it seriously won't. So when you make it hard, it can't be your passion anymore. If your passion is to draw, but you want to make drawing a business, you have to sell those drawings. And your passion isn't selling. Your passion isn't building a big business.
It's drawing.
So now your drawings, you're going to get a bad connection to those drawings. You should have never tried to make it a business. Make something else a business.
Damn, that's very true. That's why most people have managers, because those people don't want to fucking do the managing shit. They just
Right.
want to draw. They just want to cut
But most
hair.
of these people, you know, they're just not doing it right, and they should have never started a business. They should have fucking worked a job and cut some hair on the side for a little bit of money.
Right.
Instead,
Right.
now they're what we call the mom and pop shop.
I hate that shit.
Right.
I hate that shit.
It's lame.
I hate when motherfuckers be like, I have a small business. It's like, that's really what you're cool with calling your shit
I
the
would
small
never,
business.
bro. Small business is sort of like, if you have a small business and you want to stay a small business, cool. I'm not gonna say I hate it.
Yeah.
I
respect,
don't
bro.
want to talk like, I don't care for it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about your small business. You know, you serve your community and stay in your lane.
Right.
Growing business is a different story.
Right.
Right. Bennett Media is not a huge business yet, but it's not a small business. A small business is where you've stopped and decided to keep the business small.
Right.
A growing business is where you are still a fucking killer and you're trying to grow that business, and you'll do whatever it takes to build that business to be a huge business.
Getting up to levels, yeah.
Right.
Like that's the thing that trips me out, man. Is like some small businesses, they're okay with being small businesses.
Right. And they'll stay small
And it's
businesses.
like, why? Why
That
do
is
you-
a small business.
To me, if I had a business, I would hate to be like, hey, go support my small business. That's just me personally. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to be that.
It's not me.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
I don't want to put that
And
perception in people's
that's
heads.
kind of what these people were in this BNI group. Now you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's lame.
It's very small minded. Now, yeah.
And I don't
see
want to be
that.
a part of it.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're a product of your environment.
right.
Yeah.
So anyways, long story short, the BNI group, this one in specific, at least, it wasn't for me. I'm sure, like BNI groups in San Antonio, there might be some good shit there. There might be some good people there that I would really love to network with. But like that one wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I go to this place, Dvorak. They're obviously still our client to this day.
Shout out to Dvorak.
So my plan worked, right?
Walk
I go
us,
there.
Walk us through
I
that.
buy this truck, and here was my plan.
Yes.
I was gonna pitch it to him, like, right as I was like, okay, what qualifies me to work with this business that's been here for like 20 years? This business has been sitting here, and I want to come into it, and I want to tweak it a little bit. What qualifies me to do that? And I was like, well, one easy way for this to be reasonable is for me to go in there and buy something from them and then just like their business and want to work with them, which is kind of how it happened. I did need a truck. So I went in there and I was like, I want to buy a truck.
This fucking guy.
And this salesman, Dan, sells me a truck and whatnot. And I take the truck and I'm like, all right, hey, man, they're salesmen. They asked me, what do you do for work? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I do marketing. And I also run another business. I gave him more details. And then I was like, hey, you know what? I actually think I really like your guys' business and I'd love to work with you guys. Is there a manager or an owner that I would be able to set a meeting with and come back and talk to him about what we do and see if it would fit for you guys? And they're like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, man. Why not? So I buy the truck. I go home. I come back the next day. It was a Saturday. Came back, met with them, and he loved it. He was like, hell yeah, man. I think this might be the next step for our business. This is badass.
Wow.
And
so they had no social media prior to meeting you.
they did. They had some ads and stuff, but they didn't have content. They didn't have the personality of their business out there. They just had like regular ads, and they were like they wanted to do it, and I presented it all to them.
Mhm.
They agreed on $1,000 a month.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, he's like, he's the general manager. He's like, usually when I say yes, the owner says yes. So, but I do got to talk to the owner. So we went to
Right.
talk to the owner.
Right.
Next day he calls me up. He's like, hey man, good news. We're good to roll.
Wow.
Overnight, I was sitting there thinking like, I feel like I could make a little bit more out of this. Like not money. I mean, like I could do something a little bit better. I was going to post for them on one platform. It was just going to be, I think, TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that seems kind of gay.
Yeah.
So I built them a new package. It was the Omnipresence package, which I love Omnipresence. You're on every platform.
Right.
So people can't get away from you. So I was
Right.
like, okay, we're going to do a few more posts and we're going to do it across every platform. We're going to do Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So I went in there and I was like, hey man, look, for $1,300, I'll do this. For $1,000, I'll do this. $1,300, we'll have you on all platforms. We'll do some omnipresent stuff rather than just one platform, And he's like, hell yeah. But the twist is when I got there, he had another guy in there. And, I presented it all to him. And then in the end, he was like, oh, also, by the way, this is Austin. He was the owner of the other Dvorak. He was one of the owners. And he's like, I told him about what you guys do and he seemed interested. So I brought him along as well. And I ended up signing them both. So I got my first $2,600 in clients right there.
Right
I already
then
had
and
the $400 client, but I just got $2,600 in clients. And
wow.
I walked out of that, I've made this whole plan with them, like a 4-hour meeting. And then I came back the next day, filmed some videos with them. Their package was never supposed to include filming, but I did a lot of filming for them.
Right.
Because I was just like, these are my fucking clients.
You're
bro. I'm going to
excited.
blow this shit
Yeah.
up. And we did. Like, I did a lot of videos with the motorsports. He owned the Dvorak Motorsports side. We got millions of views. Like, he blew up and got a lot of fucking sales off of it, and he loved it.
Mhm.
He was only in a 6-month contract, and the other guy was in a 12-month contract.
Yeah.
But still, to me, I was like, did this just fucking happen, bro? Like, did the business just get that much more revenue overnight? Like, over one meeting? I was like, I just made $2,600 of recurring revenue monthly off one meeting.
God.
There's something here. I can do this.
All you
you know?
needed was that one.
Yeah.
All you needed
it
was that
was-
one.
And bro, the feeling, nothing beats the feeling of your first client. For me, it was the first two because it went from a really small client to 2 big clients at once.
God
But
damn.
that first client, as soon as I shut his restaurant door, I fucking called my girlfriend and I called Matt and I was like, fuck yeah, got the first fucking client. And they were like, fuck yeah, good fucking job. Like $400 a month. Fuck yeah. And then, bro, while I was in the meeting with the other people, you know, I was like $2,600 a month. I was doing the math, 6-month contract and 12-month contract. How much is this going to be? I get outside, I call Matt, and I was like, I think it was like 24 grand or something. I was like, 24 fucking grand, motherfucker. Secured, bitch.
Damn.
And he was like, fuck yeah. You know, nothing beat that. Now we'll sign like a $8,000 client and I'll just be like, hell yeah. Another person that we get to blow up. This is fucking awesome. It's, you know, it's more for them than it is us at this point.
Do you still get excited though?
I still get excited. It's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Another client. But it's nothing. Like, there's no fucking, fuck yeah. You know?
Yeah.
There's none of that anymore. And that's like, you see what I mean by I love starting a new business because everything like that is so exciting. It's like, I don't walk out of a business anymore and get fucking pumped, right? Like, and I don't have that feeling of like a chair making me happy. Here's where I was going with the chair. You know, I was working in coffee shops and I was working in my truck, and that's all I had. I had this big mess across my whole dashboard. I'd have papers laid out.
Yeah.
I'd have my computer right here. It fucking hurt my shoulder because I'd have my arm like this up on my armrest typing.
God damn.
It fucking hurt, bro. Like, it was annoying. And I would go to Office Depot and I'd look around, bro, and I'd get excited at office stuff. I'd be like, fuck, man, one day I'm gonna have a desk. I'm gonna have everything it takes. Like, I'm gonna have a fucking office, bro. And I found these chairs and I went and sat in them. There was one for like $100 and I was like, I guess I'll have a chair too. And then I seen these expensive chairs and I was like, fuck these chairs. I'm gonna have
I
this
want that
chair.
one.
I'm gonna have these fucking chairs. There's chairs for like $1,200 and I'm sitting in them and I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Not only am I gonna have these chairs, anyone who wants to sign with my business is not sitting in no $100 chair. They're sitting in a $700 fucking chair. They're sitting in the king's throne because we're gonna blow up their fucking business. So when I signed, you know, more clients, I went and got that fucking chair and I was so excited. It was like 4:30 a.m. You know, I was like waiting for the store to open.
Motherfucker was outside Office Depot.
Bro,
in the
I was
morning.
because I worked in my
God.
truck. So I just sat there working in my truck. They opened, I went in and got it. Went to Walmart, got a desk, set everything up, and I had a fucking chair and a desk. And I fucking hate that chair now.
Wow.
See what I mean though? Like everything meant so much more in the early stages of business that like that's what I liked so much. And now it's just like, all right, man, we need to figure out how to get to $1 million a month.
Right.
That would be exciting, but like nothing's as exciting as being able to buy that chair was. As
Right.
being able to of course I could have bought the chair, but being able to justify buying the chair.
Yeah.
Being able to get that first client, to feel like my months and months of running around talking to businesses finally sort of paid off.
Wow.
Like it was worth it. Like everything I said was true. Because I also had arguments with people, you know, telling me no one's ever gonna buy this. Like one of my neighbors of my old shop. I fucking love this guy, by the way. He's a badass dude. He owns a huge business, trucking company. But he told me like, no one's gonna fucking buy this shit, bro. No one's gonna believe. I went and read him my pitches that I had on papers and stuff, and he was like, I mean, it's kind of cool, but like half the shit you said on that paper is not true. And I'm like, bro, this shit is all true. And like, he didn't believe me. And I'm like, but like, you know, being able to like figure out if like what he said was right or if what I said was right, you know, like that is such a good fucking feeling. And like when we started Alpha Repair, everyone told us we were idiots. Seeing it work, seeing it get to the first from $700 a month to $30,000 a month to $50,000 a month to $120K a month. The $120K a month don't feel good. The I fucking did it feels good. And the pump that comes from like, fuck yeah, we just got a trucking company that has 30 trucks to agree to bring us their trucks. Or we just got a fucking client. Or I just bought a fucking chair.
It's
like, amazing.
It's like in a good way. It's like a fuck you to the people who didn't believe in you.
It's not, well, I never felt like that. Like I never felt like I needed a fuck you. Because I always felt like, okay, reasonable. You know, your business doesn't need this kind of marketing because you run a trucking company. It's totally understandable that you don't think anyone would buy this, right? And like
You're
for
very
other people,
aware.
like,
Dude, you're very aware, bro.
what do you mean?
Like the fact that you just said that is the fact that you're so aware. Like, okay, I understand who this person is. I
Right.
understand that I'm telling someone who is in a completely different field what I want to do.
Yeah, like he
And the
doesn't need marketing.
And the
His
fact
business
that
doesn't.
you did not allow his perception to alter yours, bro, like that's incredible. That's why I think it's important for people to know is like you said, the commitment, and then also too, like, what would you say that is? Like just not caring what people say, what people think.
Yeah, like I think what Ty Lopez said was pretty spot on. You know, you're a scientist and you have an idea and you have to try it to see if you're right.
Right.
I knew I could have been wrong, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. And I thought I was right enough to go commit hardcore to find out. Cause I was like, you know, but another part of that is like if I won't stick to my idea and I won't die behind it, who the fuck will? Like you kind of have to commit to it.
Dude, I think honestly, I'm gonna say this. I think the best advice you ever gave me, what you given me multiple great advices, and you know we'll definitely go over that soon. But I think one of the best advice that you've ever given me that has stuck with me, that where I left our office and thought about on the way home, was one day Jacob told me, back to what he said was, if you have an idea, you gotta stand behind it. You
I remember
to
that
st-
conversation.
You have to stand behind it. And I remember looking at Jacob, and that was the most sincerest moment because I looked at him and I saw all the work that he put in. I saw all the work that you did. So whenever you said that, I was like, there's a lot of truth behind that. And I could see it. So I think that's the best advice is like, if you have an idea, stand behind it. Because again, you're 19 years old and we're in a field where these are people who are in their mid 40s. They've been doing this for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, have all these accolades. But when you have someone who is as determined as you are with that mindset of standing behind your idea, bro, you're a fucking killer. Like you said, bro, you're moving in a room full of killers. And that I feel like that's what the older generation likes because that's how they were. You know, they all had an idea, they stood behind it and said, man, fuck everybody who tells me I'm not going to make it. That's why I always say, like, the fuck yous, where it's like not in the bad way, but it's like, oh man, y'all are the same motherfuckers who thought I couldn't do it, and here I am doing it. You know what I mean? I think that's the best advice you've ever given is if you have an idea, stand behind it.
Yeah, and like I feel like if you do it for the fuck yous, that's not a big enough purpose. To be honest. Like the fuck yous aren't a big enough why. Like
why you're doing this? What's the purpose? Like, what's the goal?
And
you know?
Well, I mean, for some people they are like, who doesn't like a good fuck you?
Yeah, for sure.
But there's got to be more to it. Like I want almost more of to prove it to myself. Like I want to prove that I didn't rent out this hotel, rent out this apartment, do all this work and all that shit for fucking nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
Like what a fuck you to myself to quit.
Yeah, dude. You owe it to yourself. That's crazy. This conversation. That's crazy you say that because it was a conversation I was having with a buddy of mine. And we were sitting in my car and we were talking about everything that we've done. And he goes, honestly, man, we owe it to ourselves to do what we want to do. We don't owe it to anybody. Well, we owe it to ourselves. And I was like, wow, that's very true. And then with everything that you just said is like you saying, Matt, I'm going to get my shit and I'm moving. I'm going to get this hotel. I'm going to get this apartment. All this shit, that commitment is what you owed it to yourself, like you said. And I think that that's the greatest thing for these people to understand is like when you're first starting out is, like you said, to commit and then to just really send it. What would you say were some of your biggest objections early on that you overcame that were hard for you in the beginning?
From
first starting?
From in general or from like potential clients?
In general, man. The biggest objections that you're like, fuck, I have to figure out how to overcome these.
Elaborate on that a little bit. You mean like things that people said to me or things that were like obstacles, you mean?
Yeah, like
obstacles.
Yeah, like the obstacles you had to overcome, you know?
So some obstacles were fuck, man. I never seen anything as an obstacle, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
And that sounds corny as fuck, but I never seen any obstacles. Like I never looked at something and I was like, this is an obstacle. To me, it was if I do the work required, the outcome will eventually come, and I need to just continuously do it. Like
Wow.
some obstacles that might have gotten in my way were like, I don't know exactly what service to provide, you know.
Yeah.
Little things, but that's such little stuff. Like if I figure out the service to provide, if I figure out who to sell it to, if I figure out what exactly to do and I continuously do it, who is to say that I will lose? Because I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do all the actions that are required to make sure that I win. You know, I'm going to beat the sun up at 4:30 a.m. I'm going to go get a quick workout in to get my head in the right space. I'm going to go do my research. I'm going to go talk to these business owners. I'm going to go try and sign some deals. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that I win. What's going to stand in my way?
Yeah.
The whole world can't tell me no. If I ask the whole world
They're all not
to be
gonna
my
say no.
client, or if I ask the whole world to say yes to my idea, they can't all fucking say no. And at that time, bro, I was running to any door I seen.
Wow.
I didn't give a fuck what you were doing. I was running to anywhere. So who was to say that I wouldn't run the whole world? Like, I don't know. Maybe I would have, bro. If
Yeah.
I didn't sign a client there in Bismarck, I might have ended up in the next town.
Mhm.
I know I would have, because I thought about moving to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then, I ended up here and whatnot. I had already signed clients before I came here. I might have ended up in fucking China, bro,
God.
trying to sign distributors.
God damn. I think honestly, I think what's really valuable for people to look at you and to look at this episode is committing, sending it, believing in yourself, and really not giving up, because the moment you give up is the moment you fucking fail.
Yeah, but I feel like there does come a point where you have to give up. Like, if this was, say,
that's a
we've
good
been
point.
running
That's
for
really
Bennett
good.
Media for like 9 months now. If I still hadn't signed a client, I'd be fucking lame to not kind of just stop the business. Like, is shitty as it sounds to just give up on a business, if it's not making money, it's not even a business. So if you go
Right.
months on months on months on months without even getting any yeses, maybe your product is shit. Maybe your service is shit. Like, there comes a point you have to give up.
Mhm.
But not until you have done every possible thing
Right.
to end up getting what you're looking for and still didn't get it. And
Right.
it takes a lot to do everything.
Right.
Have you talked to every potential client? Probably not. You should probably talk to some more, But if you've
Right.
talked to 50 potential customers or clients or whatever a day and nobody wants your shit, I mean, if you can trace it back to a skill, you can fix it. But if it's just like, man, I've done fucking everything and this ain't working,
Yeah.
at some point you should probably just try something else, because you could just get success somewhere else rather than beating the same fucking horse.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like it's almost irresponsible at some point to not quit.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of got to that point where it was like, this is really irresponsible, bro. Like, you're heavily invested in random shit to keep you committed to a fucking business that is
Dude.
not working.
Yeah.
And it did work.
Wow.
But you
man.
you got to know when to quit. Like,
So-
you can't just quit.
How long did it take for you to get your first few clients? Like how many
don't
months was that
remember.
in? Really?
I want to say like a month and a half to 2 months in,
Yeah.
I got the first small client.
That was the restaurant.
That was that really small client. And then
Yeah.
it took me a while, like probably 2-3 months in is when I was really just like, okay, this is good. Like,
Yeah.
we got to keep running with this.
Yeah.
We can really do something here.
Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly how long it took to get our clients, I guess.
What got you into marketing, bro?
Mm,
Do you remember the day when you're like, "Oh, dude, that seems fucking cool"?
it wasn't. I never thought it was cool, bro. Like I said, I don't do a business because I'm passionate about it. I was
Yeah.
like, I have a skill I can offer. It can help other people, and it can also give me a return. I should do it.
Yeah.
It was logical.
Yeah.
To be honest, most of it was the fact that, because like I said, I wanted to start an agency before, but I didn't feel like I could really provide much value to business owners.
Right. At the
But-
time, right?
Right. But after we blew up our business, a fucking brick and mortar business to $120K a month with not even 3 months of work, I was like, fuck, bro. There's something we know that they don't.
Yeah.
Like, let's go show them. Let's go show them how it's done.
Yeah.
So I guess that
Yeah.
was pretty much what was like, I should start an agency, you know?
Damn, bro. That's amazing.
So it wasn't really just like, you know, this looks fun. The first reason I wanted to start it was because like gurus were always talking about it. And I was like, maybe I should do that. But then I don't feel like then you're really starting it in the right mindset. Like a lot of people who start it because a guru or someone told them to,
Yeah.
they don't really have anything to offer, and they end up in all these sales meetings where they don't have any power. It's like this business owner has actually built a business before, and you're trying to tell them you can help them, and you know, you don't have any power there because they're just like, well, have you ever done this for anyone? No. Then what do you have to offer? Like why would I sign with you?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's different for like people like you because you've worked with several agencies and you've done it for businesses. Like you didn't have to go through the process of running your own business. Whereas like for me in meetings, my power was I've built a pretty big business, you know. I wouldn't consider it a massive business, but I've built a business, you
A
know.
successful business.
And I in most of the people I'm talking to, I have a bigger business than them already. So like I have some high ground there.
Yeah.
Rather than just being this fucking kid who's a little dork who started this agency and wants to market for you. Like, the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah.
But
You
then
had the
there's
backing.
also the guys who can be like, well, you know, I worked with this agency, you know, I worked at Bennett Media, and here's what we did for all of our clients. Look at this, you know. Now I want to carry these strategies into your business. So you have to have some sort of a high ground. You can't just be some nerd who's seen a course on the internet and bought it and started this business, and now you think you know how to grow someone else's business when you're just some nerd.
You have to go out there and put the work in.
Right. And it's agencies in specific. Like, obviously, you have to start a business in order to grow a business and be able to start an agency and help other businesses.
Right.
Right. But agencies, like, your main objective is to help someone. And, you know, some people might just be good at social media. Like, they might have built a following before or something. They can leverage that. But, like, there's so many other businesses you can start to help other people make money or not help other people make money. If you haven't made any money yourself or you haven't built a following yourself, you shouldn't try to help people with those.
Yeah.
What you should do is start a different business to make your money because you don't have a skill set here yet.
Right.
And then maybe once you build up that business, you go talk to other people. That was kind of my take on it. And that's how I did it.
So you built your skill set, building a skill set, and then saying, okay, I've sharpened my tool. My sword is sharpened. Let me go out there and kill some shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, camera cut off right there again. So we're going to wrap it up now.
So I wanted to ask you one last question, you know, with all the helpful tips that you've given is, what would be the best advice you would hand down to a young person like yourself who wants to start in a business like this?
So for anyone wanting to start really any business, all I would say is, you know, don't overcomplicate it. Don't give yourself analysis paralysis. Go find something that you're good at. And if you're not good at anything, make yourself good at something. And then take that skill, find a market for it, and sell it to that market, make your money, provide them value. And that's really all there is to it. Don't overcomplicate it. You know, commit, figure out all the edges and shit of being able to sell and whatnot. Figure all that out later. But figure out a skill that you have that can provide value to someone. Figure out who to sell it to them, and worry about all the other shit later. That's really all there is to it, because a business is money coming in and value going out.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. There's nothing else to it.
Wow.
I mean, what more is a business than money in, value out? That's all it is, guys. So don't overcomplicate business. That's all that I have to say for that. You have anything else, or should we just wrap this up?
Guys, if you're a business and you like the work that we do, please reach out to us, message us, like this video, share the video. We want to work with you guys. If you guys want to blow up, just like all of our other clients, hit us up. Let us know. The proof is in the pudding.
That's a very good point there, Noah. If you are a business owner and you want to learn how to grow on social media, make sales through social media, anything of that realm, just feel free to reach out to us. We're not going to drop much information here, so just hit us up for more information, and we'll give it to you. See if it's a good fit for you. If not, at least you checked. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.
See you on the next one.